Hello everyone, I'm Garrett Elysiums. Welcome back to part 32 of my new CD purchases. Now I haven't made a video in a while because I've been pretty busy, and as you can see behind me, it's changed. My background's changed. I rearranged my music basement again, and I guess I'm going to do another basement tour since I changed everything up. So anyway, before we get this video, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, help support my channel, and get updates every time I make a video. I know it's been like about 2 weeks since my last video, and I have 2 decent stacks that I have accumulated over the past 2 weeks. And I already put them in alphabetical order because I was getting ready to put them away, and that's my cat going nuts. But before I put them away, I figured I would just show them off in this video. So we're getting right into it. Like I said, it was alphabetized already. I have Aha. This is Hunting Lion High and Low, excuse me. This is the remastered edition. I know this song, Take On Me. Do like that song. I don't really know anything else by the band, so looking forward to checking that out. Next I had the deluxe version of The Stage by Avenged Sevenfold. Avenged Sevenfold always gets a bad rap for some reason, but I do like them. I think they're a decent band. This album I wasn't too fond of. I didn't think it was that great of an album. It was the last studio album they put out back in 2017. This deluxe edition comes with a second disc of 11 extra tracks. They have some live stuff, some unreleased songs, and there's some covers on there, like Runaway, Del Shannon's Runaway, As Tears Go By the Stones, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. Next up, this is a bootleg of Black Sabbath. This one's called Gypsy War Pigs. This one is live from the War Memorial Auditorium, Syracuse, New York, December 12th, 1976. Now, I thought this was a cool one to grab because it was from the Technical Ecstasy tour, and you don't really hear a lot of these songs live. Like Gypsy is on here, All Moving Parts Stand Still, and an early version of Dirty Women. So I thought that was cool to grab. Next up, I grabbed this from Goodwill. This is Blues Traveler. This is I believe this is their second or third album, I don't remember, Travelers and Thieves, but this one is called On Tour Forever. I've never seen this before. I always see this in discount bins and all that. But On Tour Forever features a bonus disc, which is live, as you can see there in the back. And 4 tracks. It must be jams because the first song is 8 minutes, Crystal Flame over 14 minutes, and then Mountain Cry featuring Carlos Santana at over 21 minutes. So that's the main reason for picking that up. And then I grabbed this version of Bon Jovi's Greatest Hits. Different than the Crossroad Greatest Hits in '94. It just has some of his newer songs on here. Not that I'm a huge fan of them. It's my life. I don't care. I do love it. Who Says You Can't Go Home, I think, is terrible. Anyway, it's just a newer version and something to throw on during the summer while you're sitting outside. Speaking of that, also we got Best of Bowie. This is the 2-disc edition. I actually have the first CD that came out in 2002. I got that for Christmas. I still have that. This 2-disc edition is a little more expanded, featuring 38 tracks total. Some stuff that wasn't included on the single disc stuff. Some were hit singles for them, like The Man Who Sold the World is on here, Life on Mars. I don't believe Moon Age Daydream was on the single disc. All the Young Dudes, another huge song for him. Panic in Detroit. Just really cool stuff on this one. DJ wasn't on the original. Cat People. Yeah, cool stuff. Then this is a band I've heard of but never really got into, so I picked up 2 of their CDs that were really cheap. This is Born of Osiris, or Born of Osiris, however I say. I'm pretty sure it's Osiris. This one's called A Simulation. And then this other one is called Angel or Alien. Thought that was really cool artwork on that one. Not that familiar with this band. I've only heard the name. I know they're kind of a technical death metal, almost metalcore band also. So I give a little bit of a listen, but I gotta dig more into it, so I can't really say much right now. Then next up we got the Best of Britny Fox. Britny Fox's CDs are kind of hard to come by, so this Best of is probably the easiest one to accumulate. They did have some decent songs in the late 80s coming out of Philadelphia, just like Cinderella did. Girl School was probably the song they're most well known for, but again, just like Cinderella, these guys are more of a hard rock bluesy band that just got caught up in the hair metal scene in the 80s, as you can see by the cover there, but they're much more than that. And Yeah, I did it. It's #1 song again. I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. Hounds of Love by Kate Bush. I've always seen this album on best of lists, as when, you know, best album lists, but I've never actually listened all the way through. I do know some of her songs. Running Up That Hill I did know. So I figured I'd pick it up and, you know, give it a try. This is the remastered edition, which features 6 bonus tracks. Let's see, that one is not new. I did pick up Def Leppard's Diamond Star Halos, the newest CD by them. Not a great album. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's really good. There are some decent tracks on here. Fired Up, I think, is terrible. I did not like that song, the single from when it came off. And this is the Target edition. Digipack, which I don't like, but I think the best part about this album is the gatefold of these flash art tattoos. I really like that. But this features 2 bonus tracks, Goodbye for Good This Time, the Avant-Garde Mix, and Lifeless, Joe only version. Like I said, not a huge fan of this album, but I needed to own it for my Def Leppard collection. Next one, Deftones, Saturday Night Wrist. As you can see, I've been getting more into Deftones lately, especially if things post the self-titled album, because I kind of lost interest in them. Saturday Night Wrist was, I remember the song Hole in the Earth. It was the lead-off single from this that had some radio play back in 2005. The rest of the album is pretty good. I do like it. And then we grabbed Depeche Mode, Some Great Reward, has a single People Are People on here, and then Blasphemous Rumors, which I really like that song, is on here also. And since I have so many, I'm going to go a lot quicker and not talk about everyone. The Very Best of Electric Light Orchestra, all over the world. Own all their studio albums, have, you know, best of volume 2, all that. But this one just kind of collects 20 tracks all in one CD and remastered, so I thought that was a cool album to pick up. Another band that was caught up in the 80s, but more of a hard rock bluesy band, Enough's Enough. This is the Greatest Hits. This is a band known for their single Fly High Michelle, but again, much more than that. Then we have an original Combat pressing of Exodus, Pleasures of the Flesh. I'm sorry, it's not original, because there's remasters of Metal. Oh, I know that guy. Another CD I had in here was original. Really cool album. I love this album. Gary Holt's guitar work on here is amazing, as always. This one, I was at my local CD store, and the owner I do know gave it to me. This is a local guy called John Fiocchi. Not what I expected. It's all instrumental, and it's proggy instrumental, and I thought it was really cool, atmospheric, proggy. So I'm gonna listen to that some more. And I have Halestorm, their debut album. This one I had before. I picked up again because it was cheap. Ben Harper, Innocent Criminals, Burden to Shine. I don't know if I'm gonna give it another chance or not. Billy Idol, Charmed Life. This is one of the, well, it's not really a later album. I think it's 1990 actually. Later for me, because I'm not familiar with any Billy Idol's albums after like the first 2 or 3. This does feature a cover of LA Woman on here, the Doors song. Basically, he did that because he was in the Doors movie, and it was kind of a minor hit for Billy Idol at the time. I absolutely love this song. I had this CD before. James Laid, the title track's awesome. I wasn't that familiar with the rest of the CD. I don't remember listening to it much, but I did always like that single Laid, no matter how many times it gets played. This is another compilation, but it's from one of my favorite bands, Judas Priest. This is 50 Heavy Metal Years of Music compilation. This one's unique because it just takes things from all over their career. Some live stuff on there that's unreleased, and it's not really that much of a greatest hits. Like Breaking the Law isn't on here. It's just a compilation, like it says, 50 Years of Metal Reflections. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another 80s band that got caught up in hair metal, but is much more. This is Junkyard, their debut album from 1989. From looking at the cover and the back cover, you would kind of think it's maybe a sludgy early 90s throwaway rock band, but it's not. It's actually does have that 80s production, but it's much more than that. It's actually produced by Tom Werman, who's most notably known for working with Motley Crue. Next up, Korn. I never actually owned this one, so I picked it up. This is an MTV Unplugged. Kind of cool to hear Korn stripped down. I remember the Freak on a Leash remake with Amy Lee from Evanescence was on the radio at the time this was out. There's also some tracks with Robert Smith of The Cure, which I thought was pretty cool. And then Korn 3, I needed this to complete my Korn collection. Remember Who You Are. I like this album, thought it was pretty good. A lot of people think it's not that great. Lenny Kravitz, Mama Said. I have a couple Lenny Kravitz CDs, but I don't think I have that one. I forgot to look if I actually had that one or not. Baptism is another one. I think his hair looks ridiculous on there, but that Gibson Flying V looks awesome. This is an album, is a guilty pleasure. I've never actually listened to this. Limp Bizkit, Results May Vary. This is a 2-disc edition. Second disc is actually a DVD. I didn't throw it in yet, so I don't know what's on there. I saw that this was ranked as one of the worst nu metal albums of all time. Give Me the Mic. I thought it was cool. It's kind of an older sounding Limp Bizkit CD, and it's a guilty pleasure. I don't care. Next up, Machine Head, Burn My Eyes. This came out in '94. This is their debut. Totally different sound at the time when it came out. Very heavy. And I'm not that huge of a fan of Machine Head. I give or take some of their albums. I do like this. I like Onto a Locust, The Blackening. Another one I got needed. For some reason, I lost this one. This is Marilyn Manson with Hollywood. Awesome album. One of my favorite albums from Manson. As you can see, it's got the slipcase. Glad to have that back in my collection. Then I got the remastered version of Men at Work, Business as Usual. Of course, we all know the huge hit singles, Who Gonna Be Now and Down Under. This is a band I've heard of. Found it super cheap, brand new. Figured I'd pick it up, give it a chance. Listen to a couple songs off it. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Motionless in White with Creatures. Cool artwork though, I will give them that. And then the Essential Ozzy Osbourne. I have the Ozman Cometh, and I have, was it Memoirs of a Madman, I believe, was the digipack. But this is 2-disc, basically 30 songs you can just throw on, greatest hits. And another greatest hits, this is Papa Roach, 2010 to 2020. Greatest Hits Volume 2, The Better Noise Years. Not really familiar with these years of the band. I'm more of a fan of the first 3 or 4 albums. So, why not? I picked it up and get a glimpse into their later career. And this is their latest album I grabbed also. This is called Ego Trip. What I do like is they kind of imprint it. Well, this is cool too. This came inside, as you can see there. The, I guess it's supposed to be a roach. It looks like an ant. It's kind of it's a guitar pick if you pop it out. You can see there. So I thought that was really cool to include. And as you can see here, this Papa Roach is kind of engraved on the CD case, which is really awesome until this breaks and then it's gonna suck. Fish, this is Rift. Again, I'm not a huge Fish fan, but I have enough CDs where I want to complete my Fish collection, but I'm a bigger fan of their studio stuff than their live stuff, which is kind of odd because I feel like it's usually the opposite. Same thing with Grateful Dead. I like their studio better than their live stuff, except for Europe 72. I think that album's awesome. This one is Poisoned by Poison. This one is really cool. I always liked this album. I had it when it came out. No longer owned it. Glad to have it back again. It was kind of hard to track down, and on Amazon it was really expensive. This is all covers done by Poison, and I like the way they do the covers. Stuff from Sweet, David Bowie, Alice Cooper, Marshall Tucker Band, Rolling Stones, The Kiss, The Cars, Jim Croce. Well, Jim Croce we know. You Don't Mess Around with Jim and Your Mama Don't Dance, which were on their was on Even Smile, I believe. We're an American Band was the single that was released off of this. This is just the Icon series of Queensryche. Radiohead, The Best Of. This is the single disc edition. Basically, I believe it's everything from Pablo Honey up into How to the Thief. This came out in 2008. I think I owned the 2-disc version before, or I did own this one. And I kind of, a lot of things happened in those mid-2000s when I had the giant CD book in my car, and a lot of them got, from 2000 to 2010, a lot of them got scratched up. Cases got beat up. I wound up selling some, getting rid of some, replacing some. That's what I'm doing now. Seven Kingdoms, The Fire Is Mine. I own an album by Seven Kingdoms. I do like it. This one I wasn't familiar with, so I picked it up too. And then this one's cool. Sex Pistols, the original recordings. All demos, obviously before they would go on and create the masterpiece, which would become Nevermind the Bollocks. And I have Shinedown with Us and Them. Love this CD when it came out. Save Me, I thought it was awesome. Still a decent song. Susie and the Banshees, Looking Through the Looking Glass. This is basically just an album of cover songs. One of my favorite songs by them, The Passenger, the cover of the Iggy Pop song. Slaves on Dope, Over the Influence. Saw Slaves on Dope back in Ozfest, and wasn't that familiar with this album, but I do know Inches from the Main Line. I thought that's a really cool album, and this was actually at Dollar Tree, so I figured why not pick it up. The Smiths, their compilation, Louder Than Bombs. Steely Dan, Katie Lied. I do not own this album. I think this was the only one. Actually, the Royal Scam is now the only Steely Dan CD I'm after, but I need the remastered version. And I will not order offline. I need to find it in a while. This one is Rock This Town, the very best of the Stray Cats. I don't know anything by the Stray Cats. I was looking to find Built for Speed, could not find it. I did see their self-titled debut. I figured I'd go with this instead, because I'm not that into Stray Cats. I did want to get Built for Speed, but the greatest hits will do for now. So yeah, here we go. Megaforce Atlantic Records. This is the original pressing of Testament's debut album of The Legacy. Awesome album. I love seeing the executive producers Marsha and John Zazula. Rest in peace to both of them. So fun fact, Johnny Z actually heard my band Elysium's album, and unfortunately it was at the time his wife was going through cancer, and you know, he's like, I'm retired, I don't want to get into it, but he did say really good album, and you know, keep it up, which was probably the biggest compliment I can get by a guy by Johnny Z. I mean, the guy basically founded Metallica and Anthrax, and, you know, burst them onto the scene. Same thing with Megadeth. I mean, this guy helped them with their career. And then we got 311 Music. I believe this is their debut album, not 100% sure, but this is a 1996 re-release which came out after their self-titled album, which, you know, blew up for them. And I finally grabbed this. I've been looking for this one for a while. The only Pete Townshend album I don't own, solo album I don't own. This is All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes. Trivium Ascendancy. Bought this, but unfortunately it was missing the CD, so only the DVD is in here. This is the deluxe edition, and I'm a little upset, so I gotta find the CD. And I bought it used from a store that's far away, so it's not even worth driving all the way back there to get the money back. Whitesnake, Saints and Sinners. I absolutely love this album. Glad to have this back in my collection. Another one I grabbed from Whitesnake. This was like 25 cents. This is a 20th Century Master, so I figured, why not? I'll grab it for a quarter. Another Icon series, The Who. I absolutely love The Who. One of my favorite bands of all time. I gotta own everything by The Who, so that's why that one's there. Then we have Ecstasy with Skylarking. First album I own by Ecstasy. Dear God is my favorite song by them, and it is featured on this album. So they had the remastered version with the original artwork the way it was meant to be, but I feel like this artwork is more iconic, that I went with this one even though it's not remastered. Another Icon series, Rob Zombie. Gold. Found this at a Goodwill store for $1. Basically in pristine condition. 2 CDs, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Awesome stuff there. And then I grabbed this Prince 1999 remaster 2-disc version. Awesome album by Prince. I do own 1999. I actually remember buying that at the Virgin Megastore at Disney World. I think it was Downtown Disney was called at the time. And then last one I had to show here. This one's called The Only Doo-Wop Collection You'll Ever Need. 2-disc set. It did come in a fat box, but the fat box was kind of busted, so I put it in a slim 2-disc case. I love doo-wop, and this features basically, you know, 38 of the greatest doo-wop songs of all time. 37, sorry. Just amazing. And I actually threw this on the other night, late summer night. Good to hear. Alright everyone, that is my most recent CD purchases. Sorry this video ran a little long. I tried to hurry it up. Like I said, top of the video, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And I gotta do something over here. I see it's a little dark. I don't remember my other videos being that dark. I don't know what it is. I gotta get a light or something over there. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.